Hi, ho everyone, my name's Mr. Fruit, and welcome back to GG Over Easy, episode 127, the hot take episode. Because today we talk about all things takes. We've got to take all of us on, I doubt
your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your uncle all had takes on it. So
I was going to say, I doubt there's any one of you listening that doesn't know what we're going to talk about. The Will Smith, Chris Rock incident at the Oscars. The new show Moon Knight on Disney Plus came out, the pilot episode. Some more Halo talk. Episode 2 comes out. We're starting to see a little bit more. Our thoughts are fleshed out. Morbius, the brand new Marvel movie. Oof. Among other things.
Oh, April Fools.
April Fools.
Today, because today is specifically recorded on April Fools.
Obi-Wan's delayed?
What? Oh my god, dude! I cannot have it delayed. I'm looking so forward to it, Mr. Fruit.
Why didn't you do that the first time? See, that's could have handed up then, man.
Do that the first time.
That's what I'm saying. You're like,
I'm hamming it up for the first time. This
right
is the intro,
now,
so
they're like, oh shoot.
Yeah, they're like, damn, Rob's really upset. He doesn't know he got baited.
I must be bad. So yeah, stay tuned. Pardon your regularly scheduled podcast listening for this short ad break.
Is the piece of plastic in your wallet doing enough for you? Because with a secure Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card, you can start building credit with everyday purchases and on-time payments. You see, with the Credit Builder, members can increase their credit history with no annual fees or interest. And having a good credit score can mean getting better car loan rates or renting apartments easier or just bragging rights around the dinner table. I wish my bank seriously had something like this, like a credit builder that actually helps you. That's awesome. So continue your credit journey with Chime. Sign up only takes 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/GGOverEasy. That's chime.com/GGOverEasy. The Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card is issued by Strike Bank, NA pursuant to license for Visa USA Chime checking account and a $200 qualifying direct deposit required to apply for the secure Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card. Regular on-time payment history can have a positive impact on your credit score. Impact to your score may vary, and some users' scores may not improve. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. People don't always realize the physical symptoms like headaches, teeth grinding, and even digestive issues can be indicators of stress. And let's not forget about doom scrolling, sleeping too little, sleeping too much, undereating, and overeating. I have a lot of digestive issues when I'm feeling a lot of stress. I dry heave a lot, and BetterHelp actually really helped me figure out the causes of that and really figure out why I do that and figure out how to control those sorts of things. During my time with BetterHelp, they were extremely attentive, professional, and I liked best about it is I didn't have to leave my office. I just got to meet them where I wanted to meet them, which was online and video call. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and GG Over Easy listeners get 10% off with their first month at betterhelp.com/GG. That's BetterHelp.com/GG. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy. Give it a try and see if online therapy can lower your stress. If saving more and spending less is one of your top goals of 2022, then why are you still paying an insane amount of money for wireless? Switching to Mint Mobile is one of the easiest things to save money this year. As the first company to sell wireless online only, Mint Mobile lets you maximize your savings with plans just starting at $15 a month. Mint Mobile showed me that I could save about $35 a month if I switched to Mint Mobile. For people looking to save extra this year, Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. By going to Mint Mobile online only and eliminating traditional costs of retailer, Mint Mobile passes significant savings on to you. All plans come with unlimited talk, text, and high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone along with your existing contacts. With Mint Mobile, choose the amount of monthly data that's right for you and stop paying data that you'll never use. To get your wireless plan for just $15 a month and get your plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/GG. That's mintmobile.com/GG. Cut your wireless bills to just $15 a month at mintmobile.com/GG.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast, episode 127. I'm pretty sure I do this every week. I don't know what to tell you.
It is 127. I've actually, now that we're, really up in the high kind of echelon of episodes, and we got a catalog.
Like Gandhi.
Yeah, because now it's 120. We're in the 120
Breezy.
decade, and then we'll be in the 130 decade here in a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's funny you mentioned that. We're in the 20s, just like we're in the 20s IRL right now, the 2020s. And this is what I'm thinking. 100 years ago, we had the roaring 20s. We're currently in the down bad 20s.
We're currently in we are currently barely coming out of pandemic 20s.
Yeah, in the pandemic as well as World War III is probably the end of the world 20s. Classic, you know what I'm saying? History books will love this decade, and we're 2 years in. So,
dude, I just had like a weird thing. Like 2008 was 14 years ago. Like I don't know why I had like a weird like. It was like a clip of Kanye singing at a concert, and it was like on this day in 2018, Kanye killed it at this show. And I was like, wow. Like I remember watching that show. Like,
it's just gonna get worse and worse every year.
All right. Speaking of Kanye, okay.
Nice. I like this.
Is Will Smith and Chris Rock's outburst? I'll say Will Smith's outburst
more
at
egregious
the Oscars
than Kanye?
Egregious than Kanye's.
Yes.
Yes, by far. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Like, listen, one was like, "Oh no, that was so rude."
Yeah, it's like
guy, and the other is like, and the other is like, holy shit, that dude walked up and slapped the shit out of that guy.
Yeah, we literally just saw a degree of assault live.
Okay, so
it'd be like if Kanye went, "Hey, yo, Taylor," bah! You know what I'm saying?
That
would have been good TV though.
Can I tell you guys, like, okay, I'm actually one of the weird ones. Okay, I actually watched the Oscars. Okay,
I did too.
I came in and them.
Claire was watching.
I'm one of the weird ones. I enjoy it. So because I like to have the pre-show on too, and then they just talk to the celebrities and they show their dresses, and I go, oh, Sydney, do you like that one? That? Yeah. Oh, this is Jeremiah Versace, dude. There was like, oh my god, some lady named Versace, and she looked like the Muppet, like. You know, the one Muppet that looks like it was crazy. Sydney and I like both stopped our conversation and just like watched her interview. Like,
hey, in Hollywood, plastic surgery go burr.
It was crazy, dude. So I actually watched the whole show up until that category because we were meaning to play Madden. So I was like, all right, babe, like I'm like Chris Rock was literally coming, like walking out to do it, and I was like, I'm gonna go like. So I go downstairs in Madden. So I'm like turning on the thing and joining the Discord and stuff. And I'm on Twitter. And all of a sudden I just like refresh one time. And every tweet is like, what just happened? What is that? Like, that was crazy. Like, was that scripted? And I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? So like I find somebody post it finally, like 5 or 10 minutes later. And I see it. And I was like, what the fuck? So like I run upstairs and like, I go, did you see the slap? Why didn't you get me? And she goes, what? And apparently Sydney had like been on her phone and like kind of just doing it and like totally missed out on that like 45, 50 second kind of thing.
Well, how could you? Because it just goes silent. There's no noise for like a minute.
Yeah.
I would be like, what? Because that's kind of what was happening with Claire and I. We were actually like 40 minutes behind. So it's a miracle. Oh. I didn't even know.
You didn't have it spoiled. No.
Yeah, I got no messages, nothing. So I was just sitting there. We're like chilling on the bed.
To text you.
Yeah, we're on the bed, and I'm just kind of like scrolling Reddit or whatever on some random subreddit, just kind of like half watching,
half in, half out. Right. Yeah, I get it.
And Claire's
this is the true Zoomer way.
Yeah, Claire's playing some like puzzle game or whatever, and I see it come out or whatever, and he makes a joke. I'm like half paying attention because it's just like whatever. And then I kind of like see him walking up, and I'm like, what's going on here? I'm like, oh, it's like a bit thing. And then he like slaps him, and then I'm like, that's like Claire and I was like, wait, was that like a bit? And then it just goes silent. And then we had like, because we had the edited version, so it goes silent, and then it like cuts 2 different times. Yeah, and Will Smith's just silent, and then it like Chris Rock's silent. It's just a really awkward like 50 seconds because it's like. I don't know what's going on. There's no noise.
That's why I was like initially like, this is like happening. Like when they cut the audio, I'm thinking as like a producer in my head, like what I would do. And my first thing is like when you're in DEFCON 20 on live television, it's just cut the fucking audio. Like cut the audio.
Well, so what I think's so funny is clearly they had time to prepare and like censor it, whatever, right? But they don't censor the slap.
What do you think the pre-recording was?
But they censor the cursing. That's America, you know.
What do you think? Well, how do you what do you think? How far they are ahead of the actual live feed? Probably like 5-10 minutes.
Enough. I'd say a couple minutes for sure.
What was your experience with the Slap Blue? Do you watch the Oscars?
I'm pretty much always loosely on Twitter,
Yeah.
and so I was playing a little bit Elden Lean as I usually am, and so I'll have Twitter up like on the left hand side, and so I think I was browsing Twitter like right as it happened.
Ting, ting.
Alt tabbed on Elden Lean, just browsing some Twitter, taking a little break from getting my ass beat. And the ding, 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 ding. Wow, what happened? Oh, what is this?
Yeah,
Oh,
just
this must be a bit they just did. Oh, this is not a bit. Oh, see, I almost thought it was, but then like, so there's that half second where you realize shit is real because you see Chris Rock like instinctively like almost square the fuck up, but then he was like, he remembered like, okay, I'm at the Oscars.
You know what I
But
knew
first-
it was real? When Chris
Yeah.
Rock's reaction was, "Wow, dude."
Yeah.
That's how I was like, that is not what you would write in a script. You know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
100%. So he almost squares up, but he's like, he remembers, okay, no, we're here, we're live. I have to be the bigger person because I just got the shit slapped out of me. And then Will did the whole like, yo, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And I was like, that's okay, yeah, this is not, there's nothing about this is scripted, dude. That was
Well, so see, you did like the first one you saw, was it the uncensored version? Like, did you see it?
yeah,
without...
I saw the uncensored one.
Like where it's like Japan and Australia's
Right,
version.
so that's
like, they
why-
have,
like we paused it after that because Claire and I were like, was that a bit? So that's when I went on Twitter, and then of course I'm 40 minutes late, so it's just like everywhere.
40
And then
minutes late.
that's when I see like, yo, I caught it before they censored it, so I could watch the Australian or whatever. And then I watched that, I'm like, okay, I don't think that was a bit. Like, because the edited version, they cut out like 20 seconds. They didn't show some stuff. There's no audio, so I was like, it feels weird. But then I saw the video and I'm
like Will Smith like lipping, like keep my wife's name out your mouth, like
only a couple seconds.
Okay.
But that's when it was kind of weird because you could clearly tell kind of what he's mouthing. And then I forget the name of the girl sitting behind her or behind him, but she's like,
yeah, I think America was her. Like,
yeah, she's like,
everyone was that woman. Like, because she was like, and then when she heard it, she was like, oh,
and now she's like,
oh shit. And now that is like a reaction meme forever now. Like,
yeah. So that's, yeah. I feel like if you saw the uncensored first, I could definitely see how it was like. That's not a bit, but that's why I was so confused. That and we watched and I was like, oh, that doesn't seem like a bit.
I couldn't believe it, dude. Sydney was like, that was real. And I was like, I think this is in terms of like Hollywood and like acting and stuff like that. I think that was the craziest moment in like television I think I've seen since the Janet Jackson boob knit thing.
True.
And I like,
well, I think even after that though, I kept like thinking, I was like, is that, because I was like, if that just happened, how did they just let him, why is he just sitting there? You know, like, shouldn't something be happening if he just assaulted a man? That's why I was confused. I was like, maybe it is a bit. And then he kept going, and then I was like, I don't know, I'm feeling something weird in the air.
And then he goes on to win the award, and this is where I kind of had a problem with it.
Speech.
Like, I get it, dude. Like, the moment got you, and you saw red. Like, I get it. Like, but at least apologize straight to the man that you slapped. Like, if you're gonna go and say that, like, at least be like, Chris, can you come on stage? Like, like something that redeems this, because this is gonna be on forever. Like,
well, I think he clearly had no intention of apologizing to Chris Rock.
He didn't even really apologize.
he knew who he was.
Apologize to
yeah,
the
he was like-
Academy.
Yeah, he was like, I would like to apologize to the Academy and to my fellow,
Nominees.
Chris
yeah.
is back
What?
there like,
And then I was like, he's not gonna apologize to Chris on purpose. Yep, fuck that guy, fuck that little shit. So I knew he wasn't gonna do that.
Which is weird, man.
Uh,
I really like Will Smith too. Like, and like I still do. Like, I get it. You saw Red, man, but and like I think recently has come out and since then apologized on like
with
an
a very
Instagram
PR
post.
statement. Yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
not
just like
genuine at all.
very. It's.
And then his
Hey,
wife.
but, hey, can I just say Denzel with a badass quote though?
Oh.
Like at your highest moments, that's when the devil comes to you. And I was like, that's just Denzel.
That's
I love
Denzel.
that guy. I love Denzel.
I was most disappointed in the Academy for not giving us more reaction shots, bro. Like, come on.
Bro. That's television. I need to see people.
They had
freaking
to have
out,
more
dude.
cameras, man. Like, come on. Because I think if I had also seen more reactions, I would have been able to tell immediately. Like, I would have been like, oh, like, however, because we only had the person behind Will Smith essentially
Yeah.
for like context. So I'm like, I don't know. I can't see everyone else, but like, I imagine, you get other things and people are like,
And they had
"No,
some
okay,
like
yeah, that's-
banger people sitting next to them. All you got to do is a little bit of this.
come
I know.
on.
I know. I saw Jay-Z and Beyonce. Beyonce was like, "What?" And then Jay-Z was like,
Where's r/kill the cameraman? Like, come on, bro.
"Yeah, that is kill the
Zoom out a
cameraman.
little bit.
Definitely not praise the cameraman."
No. I will say the most upsetting thing for me, and I know there's so many different takes on this, and I didn't
Yes.
bother putting it on Twitter too because I don't even want to deal with it. But I was like, okay, well, let me go on and see what people are thinking, and I'm scrolling, and I can't find a single person saying Will Smith's in the wrong. I'm like,
yeah.
everyone's
It's all
praising
like, I
Will
can't
Smith.
believe-
I'm like, what the fudge?
Well, I think the general consensus, right, was mad respect for, stand up for your wife's honor. Could have been done better.
Yeah, but that's see, I have something about that too, though.
This is how I broke it down to Sydney. Sydney was like, "Robert, what would you do if I had a condition and like somebody joked about it on stage?" And I was like, honestly, I'd be like, I wouldn't laugh. Like that's the other thing. Will Smith laughs at the joke, so it's obviously like if Will Smith's not reacting for him, he's reacting for her. So I was like, first of all, I'd react for me and not like laugh at the joke. And then after, I wouldn't put myself on his level and put it on a public forum. Also, if we're them, we're also celebrities. That kind of comes with the
What do you
turf.
mean? We are, Rob. Dream team. Hello.
If like it comes with the turf being a celebrity, like you guys make millions of dollars and you guys are at this award show where you're wearing hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of stuff, and it's like you have somebody here to kind of like knock you down and roast you. That's what the Oscars is. That's why they bring comedians to be the host. Like, what you're coming into getting into the show. I, after the show, would talk to Chris in like a respectful manner, maybe slap him after the show if that's how you really feel about it. But don't put yourself on his level and make yourself look even worse. Like people could have been like, "Oh, that was a tasteless joke, Chris Rock," and wow, Will Smith and Jada handled that like a true power couple. But instead, they handled it how a fucking couple like they do handles it. Like I'm not gonna air all their dirty laundry out because they do it themselves.
I was gonna say, it's like dirty laundry's everywhere.
Yeah, like just don't put yourself on their level and go handle it like a true man and professional person. I believe should handle that, and that's what I said I would do.
All right, see, here's what I would do, and I would have been like nothing stronger than publicly shaming someone, right? I would have walked up there, and I would have been like very friendly, like haha, Chris Rock, ha.
Nipple twist.
I'd like to remind the Academy that my wife has a serious condition.
Alopecia.
Yeah, right on stage, I'd be like, she has a serious condition called alopecia.
Really point at him. Like,
well,
Chris, I would like you to formally apologize to her and all people with this condition, and then leave the stage.
I see, and then everybody would be like, ha ha ha, clap, 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 and then
right.
definitely would be like, wow, like
Public
Will brought
shaming,
a lot of
baby. Nothing stronger than that.
Will brought a lot of attention to alopecia, and a lot of people donated alopecia or something, like.
Yeah.
But instead,
well, see, I got I can like break it down so many things people talk about. So like first off, the joke. I'm gonna say it. Not terrible. People are like
No.
trying to say it's like, dude, you can't do that. I'm gonna okay,
No.
let's break it down first. Jada has apparently, I didn't know, but been very upfront about her condition.
She's
And
been upfront about a lot of other things.
oh, that's true. But so if that's the case, first off, I didn't know. We don't know if Chris Rock knew. We don't even know if Chris Rock wrote the joke. There's a lot of things that went down.
I think that he's such a good. He's a goat,
He
bro.
definitely
I mean,
wrote
I would
the joke.
imagine he wrote it.
I don't think
but
he
it's
wrote it, dude. He's so
possible.
like just so quick that I think he was just like, oh, like G.I. Jane. Like I think he's just so fast, and honestly, like it's so quick in the moment. And as a comedian, he just went for it because he thought of getting some couple jokes. I mean, fuck, it made her husband laugh. Like,
But okay, so it's essentially alopecia is a condition, but it's not harmful. You lose hair, and you know what everyone jokes about? Bald men, which is essentially alopecia. We have
Check out
male pattern baldness, whatever,
I
and
talk
that's
about
not
my
taboo.
N64 hairline all the time. Look at this shit, man. I
So
look like
it's just like
I look like Phil Collins.
there are like offensive jokes, and that one's pretty light, if you ask me.
I would say it's light, tasteless. It depends on like where you find yourself on the joke, kind of thing. But that's like another thing I find myself saying. If you go to a comedy show or comedy club or something like that, please don't be sensitive. Like that you have no idea what the comedy guy or like the comedian will say. So if you ever find yourself in that, just don't put yourself in that kind of situation. That's another thing.
But I just don't think it was a terrible joke. But regardless, if you do, that's fair. Everyone can think what they think. But then also how Will handled it, because everyone's like, dude, he's standing up for his wife. Stand up for who? Jada is a grown woman. I'm sorry. But if she has a problem with the joke too, she can do something about it. That's like Claire. Claire said, I wouldn't want you to do it. If I had a problem with someone making fun of me, I could do something about it.
I just wish I could see the 3 to 4 seconds we don't see after Jada rolls her eyes and Will laughs. I wish we see that 4 seconds. Like if he like connects the dots that she didn't like it.
But then he's connecting the dots like, wow.
Let me just slap
Look
this
at
man
how
on live
affronted
television in front of millions of people on a social media age where this will never leave and get memed up. And let me tell you some spicy memes though. There were some spicy ones.
So I think first off, not a terrible joke. Maybe tasteless. But then if Jada's offended, Jada could do something. Because this isn't like medieval times where your wife has a joke made at her and now you have to defend her honor. Or at the very like Claire, my wife, she would be willing and able to defend herself, so I don't have to like talk for her. But if I do want to say something, let's say in the moment I'm a little emotional, he let it get the best of him. Because some people are like, well, it escalated. There was no escalation.
Well, I also think
he made a joke. Will Smith went up. Bop. It wasn't like he said something and then Chris Rock snapped back and then something. It was just like.
I also don't think it was just like Chris Rock's joke. I think it was everything like that Will Smith has heard up to this point about him and Jada specifically. It could have been a joke about her fucking fingernails, I think. And Will Smith probably would have slapped Chris Rock. Because there were August jokes.
That's not true at all.
You don't think so?
No, not at all. I mean, I respect what you guys are saying, but I think that joke was totally uncalled for because she's been very public with talking about the condition on Red Table Talk, which is not like nobody watches Red Table Talk. It is one of the most popular shows on the internet. And so for me, it's like if you have a serious condition that you talk about and you are openly like, hey, this is really deeply affected me as a person. And on her show, she says especially, as a black woman, hair is such a sensitive topic. And for me, with alopecia, it becomes even more sensitive because now I don't have that hair to talk about. When you are publicly talking about that and making it known that it's something that's really dear to you, for someone to publicly go and make fun of that, I think is really unacceptable. Do I think Will's response was warranted? No, obviously not. But I also don't think that the joke was right either. So that's
So
where I'm coming from personally.
yeah, so I'll kind of like riff off of that almost. So my opinion on it is like the last thing I think Jada talked about her alopecia, it was like she was very like, I'm owning this. Like, you can't like say anything. Like, this is mine. Like, I'm owning this. And I think if her in that moment, if she had like, you know, like touched her hair or like, yes, this is mine. Like, you can make fun of it all you want, but I'm going to stand by what I said. This is mine. I'm not ashamed by it. I think that makes more of a stand about her alopecia than her husband sticking up for her and slapping the other comedian. So that's where I kind of come from when people are like, she's very public about it. I think she's very
I think for
she,
me, this is putting a lot of responsibility on, which is really unfair because the joke shouldn't have been made in the first place, in my opinion. The responsibility isn't on Jada. Will chose to do what he did. So the responsibility lies entirely on Will and on Chris, who should have made the joke in the first place, IMO. So like we could like talk about what ifs, but I mean the reality is Chris made a stupid joke. Will made a stupid decision. I think Will was in the right for his intention of defending his wife. I don't think he was in the right for slapping a dude on like that's physical violence is never warranted in any situation for me. So
I say, especially like on a public forum, like sure you are embarrassing Jada with an absolutely tasteless joke in Blue's like view of it, and now you make it even, I think, worse by slapping a like person on national television that'll live forever. You know, I think people are going to be seeing that way more. In 5 years, nobody's even going to remember what the joke was. They're just going to remember that.
They remember that yeet though.
Yeah, they're just going to remember that Will Smith slapped.
Hey, I don't think it was right. I don't think it was right, but damn, did it make some good TV, baby? So I'm in for it.
Yeah,
well, that's why I was like kind of conspiracy theory, like views, numbers. You know, like this is getting people talking about.
See, and like I thought that too. Like there was I was on the real, fake, and then real. Like part of me was like real, and then part of me was like, wait, this is exactly what Hollywood wanted. Like maybe they took Will and Chris and said, yo, like you guys are boys, kind of, but everyone knows there's beef. Like, let's make this like happen. Like the algorithm will love it. See, and like, you know what? I like that we have different opinions because we can have a civil discussion, and that shows that you can have a civil discussion.
Over to slap the shit out of you.
Well, so
but if
like,
I just walk out of frame.
Like my main thing that was just upsetting to me was like, we can argue what we think the severity of the joke was and how warranted or not it was. I think it was tasteless. I think we have different opinions of how far it went. But what was so upsetting to see was all the people backing Will's choice to go up there unprovoked and assault somebody. And then everyone's like, Chris had it coming. Or like, finally somebody did it. And then everybody,
I don't put assault on the, like, it is technically assault, but I think by saying assault, it takes it to this whole other
that
level.
Is what it is. That is assault.
All right.
I get it. It's assault, but it's not. I mean, he slapped a guy. Like
in the moment, I was like, let's fucking go, Will. Get his ass.
No, I definitely
get him for me. Get him for me, Will. Get him for me. But then I was like, oh shit, he didn't have to slap that dude live on stage. All right, come on, man. So in the moment, if I was left, I might have in the moment been like, get his ass, Will. Yas King.
But I'll tell you this though, I wouldn't have been standing over for him. That
was the bizarre part too. Yeah, everyone like his speech and everyone's giving him an ovation. Everyone's like, how corny.
Yeah, it definitely showed me that like there's just Hollywood is just so like so spineless.
It's entertaining though, baby.
Yeah, that's why I watch it. You know, I'm going to the movies.
Big rating spike for the Oscars that year. So,
But you know who handled the situation with Clash? Chris Rock. I gotta give props to him. He could have lashed back. He could have escalated it.
Oh, he's a great roaster.
That man swallowed it.
I have incredible respect that way he ate that and the way he was stopped himself from swearing.
I'll tell you what, I'd have been like, all right, I would have fucking roasted.
Like he would have. He said something like,
I would have gone
he's
hard.
Like, you know that I could, but okay.
That's what I would be like, all right,
yeah. And then he just finished his award thing and walked off, and I was like,
I wouldn't have had that. I wouldn't have had that. What's the word I'm looking for?
Dignity,
self-control,
poise, or
high poise, high self-control. I think his joke was just super, super tasteless, unnecessary. But damn, that dude took it. Like he was like
never touched his face, never once went like that.
Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me. What am I gonna do? Calculating optimal he's response in my head.
You know what I do?
Okay, let's do this.
You know what I do? If I'm Chris Rock, okay, but it's Rob, okay? Rob is presenting the documentary award, and I say, hey, G.I.J. So I get slapped, right? Boom, I go, Will Smith is worth a lot of money. I throw my head into the stage as hard as I can.
Just an absolute fall.
I whip that ragdoll effect. I don't eat
Come out with the red card, you know?
Oh, everyone the next day is like, Rob can't take a hit. This guy's a bitch. I would.
And then you got to kind of walk off like this, and then you sue easy, you know? Yeah, ham it up.
Maybe that's what Chris should have done. You know, maybe that was the response that would have made it all work out.
I think that's also why I had such a hard time understanding if it was real or fake, because Chris Rock kind of was stunned, and then he just kept going. I'm like, I was like, if I'm in that situation, I would just walk off the stage. I'm like, someone else can present this. I ain't doing this right now.
I think so.
I just shut down.
We could probably cap it there. I think we probably said all we can say. But would you guys say this is the craziest moment in live television you've ever seen?
I've seen probably.
I don't think it's the craziest. I think it's.
What would you say the craziest thing is?
I would say recently, that's probably the craziest.
I'm thinking pop culture. I'm not thinking of course, 9/11, all those sorts of other kind of worldly events type of things.
I'm thinking more so live. So
I guess pop culture, it's definitely the most holy shit, what just happened. But I think as far as craziest, holy shit, this is fucking
maybe
insane.
Pumpkin spitting on New York on Flavor of Love. Is that crazy?
That's top 5 for me, dude. Yeah, I don't think it's the most. I would say it's the most whoa, but I wouldn't say it was
I can't think of anything crazier other than Janet Boob. Janet Boob is the only other thing I can think of.
I will say definitely not the most shameful moment in Oscars history. That's for sure.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not the most shameful even.
Oh, and let's talk. I'm not saying they should take his award away or ban him or anything like that. I don't think that should happen. I don't think they should take his award away. Maybe a ban on next year's show or something like that. And have Chris Rock host. I thought of a funny skit. Okay, if you're the Academy and you're watching the show, write this down. Okay, this is how you open up the next year's Oscars. Chris Rock comes out. He's the host. Chris Rock comes out. He says, guys, Will said I can make some jokes. Everybody, welcome Will Smith to the stage. And they roll Will Smith out in the Hannibal Lecter suit. Next year is Hannibal Lecter's 30-year anniversary. So they roll him out in the Hannibal Lecter thing. And they just let Chris Rock tell Will Smith jokes for 10-minute set and something like that. Oh, yeah. And he is just either laughing or getting pissed. So it's a whole bit. If you're the Academy, take that and go to the bank with it.
They're writing it down right now.
Oh, you're welcome.
But yeah, dude's doing his job, and people seem to be fine with just running up and hitting a comedian. So I was just shocked by how many people were in support of it.
I think it's definitely a sign of the times show for a lot of comedians. It's
Okay, well now we have to worry
Sign of the
about
times, dude.
somebody
I think this is
actually
just
coming
gonna
up.
make
With,
some comedians just go even harder. Honestly,
Well, I mean, I think for a long time, comedians have been like insult comedy has been less and less acceptable, and so
I'll tell you what.
especially now, like when I don't really have any comment on like how people feel, but like for with a lot of people, this was like a moment where they could say like, "Oh, yeah, fuck that dude. Yeah, I'm on Will's side. Fuck that guy." To like let that out. So
Will Smith just didn't slap. He slapped like comedy as well. So like I think like
he got a good ass hit on comedy.
a lot of comedy people. I think
Good
see, but I
connection.
think it's gonna do the opposite effect.
He
I think it's gonna make.
whew.
I think it's gonna do the opposite effect. I think it's gonna just make comedians go even more hard now.
See, I don't think so, because
Yeah.
cancel culture made them like take it back, and then this is probably gonna make them take it back.
Yeah, you got people like who are like are firmly of the opinion like, yo, and now like more like that's not an opinion you could just say. That's not. I mean, that's an opinion you can say, but that's not an opinion you're just like, yeah. Insult comedy is actually totally fucking stupid, and fuck all comics who do insult comedy. But now with the Will Smith thing, right? You can let that rip. You could let that opinion rip, and you're not going to get any backlash because
I will
If anything,
say,
you'll probably
get
get a little bit of
pats on the back.
backlash because there's people who disagree. But
though, at the end of the day, Chris Rock's got some good material to work with. You know what I'm saying? His next set tickets have already like completely sold out and stuff.
Oh
so
hey,
this is going to make him money for
everyone
a long
wants
time.
to know why, you know. Is, you know.
bet next year he hosts the Oscars. I'm already calling it. Chris Rock will host the Oscars in 2023. Put the house money on it.
Put 5 on it.
That would be the optimal ratings play for sure.
True, it would be. Or no, make him and Will Smith co-host.
That would be
They
kind
have
of
That
to-
would be.
They have
that
to
would be
co-host
ratings.
from like they always have to co-host.
Do you guys
from
think we
Cross
see
Road.
them bury the hatchet? I'll ask that last question. Do you think we see them bury the hatchet? Like publicly, like
PR wise,
hey,
yeah,
I love
probably,
you.
but
Yeah, I don't think. I think probably they're not like gonna be friends, but
Yeah.
I think publicly, right?
But it's not gonna be like an on-site kind of thing.
It might be an on-site kind of thing. Fuck if I know. Like, I don't know.
ratings. I don't know. What you gonna do?
You slap a man like that, like it's hard to not keep it on site. Like, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like if Will can be the bigger person and be like, "Yo, Chris," like a non-PR, like, "Yo, that was my bad. I shouldn't hit you. Fuck you for making fun of my wife like that." But shouldn't hit you, big guy. Also,
Or like-
keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Even if he had said that but not slapped, I feel like that would have still had some impact. Like even if he had that emotional response, but still he was verbally letting Chris Rock know that that was not okay.
Yo, once again,
I just feel like there's so many ways to handle that. That's not
public
just,
shaming. The strongest thing. I walk up to the stage. I hug Chris. I'm like, haha, Chris, what a funny joke. Go onto the mic. Keep my wife's name out of your mouth, you little fuck. Leave.
Did you guys see Coda that ended up winning the? Have you guys seen that?
I have seen it. It is
Did you like it?
Good movie. You should.
Was it better than
definitely
Dune?
watch it.
well, they're
Dune
also
your
very
mom.
different movies.
I know, but I just
It's hard
it
to,
was
like,
Dune was winning
compare.
every award of the night, like every award. So I was like, oh, Dune's gonna win Best Picture.
Yeah, but
That's
how
the
do you
one.
compare? Like it's just the genres are so.
I know. I just loved Dune so
I
much,
think
and I hadn't
Dune-
seen it.
I think Dune was like a really important movie. Not just narratively, but also like I've never seen a movie like Coda before. And
I gotta see it.
I
Did
mean,
you-
I can't say the same about Dune. Dune's a great movie, but
wasn't Coda on Apple TV or Plus?
I believe so. Yeah, I
haven't
think
seen it.
so.
I need to. I mean, that's
Yeah, I need to as
honestly
well.
like this was probably the worst. I was the worst offender this year watching Oscars.
just nothing. Just
Probably
not
like
seen a single thing.
5%. Like it was like Dune. Like I've seen that.
Spider-Man was on there.
Was that even
Encanto?
nominated for something?
Yeah, it was nominated for
Oh.
like visual effects for like one.
But yeah, there was like 3 of them I've seen.
Yeah,
And
me
like
too.
every best picture except for Dune, I think, was like, I haven't.
I had no idea Denzel did a Macbeth movie. Like,
I
was
do want to
that
see
like?
that. I do remember.
I
But
had
like,
no idea he did that, which is sick. Go on, Denzel.
part of the problem too, though, is just like a lot of those I would see, but Claire has no interest in those. So like over the years, there's just less time that I've gone out to like individually go watch that. So yeah, I'm like, wow, this is sad.
Do you think the Oscars needs like a
guys? Oh, I did
different kind of category?
I did see Tick Tick Boom. I had seen that one with Andrew Garfield. Frankly, I think I haven't seen King Richard, but Andrew Garfield did a darn good job in Tick Tick Boom. Sorry,
they need like the Oscars needs like a new category, something where it's like popular movie of the year or something like that. Something that Spider-Man clearly should have won an Oscar for. Like, something that
stop playing games and start in my opinion, and start stop with the weird take of like superhero action movies aren't artistically sound movies. I think that's such a boomer take.
Yeah, they definitely can be. I mean, they definitely can be mindless, like boom, boom, superpowers. But then there could be ones like The Dark Knight, for instance, that can be very like dramatic and cool and shit like that.
Well, I'm so glad you mentioned that, because speaking of superhero movies, Morbius. Pardon your regularly scheduled podcast listening for this short ad break.
No one likes waiting on a paycheck, especially when you've got bills due. Good thing there's Chime. Now you can get your paycheck up to 2 days early with direct deposit. That's up to 2 more days to save, pay bills, and genuinely feel good about your money situation. But Chime is more than just getting paid early. It's also an award-winning mobile app, checking account, debit card, and optional savings account. So what are you waiting for? Hopefully not your paycheck. Get started with Chime today. Applying for a free account takes less than 2 minutes. Get started at chime.com/GGoverEasy. That's chime.com/GGoverEasy. Banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp Bank or Stride Bank, N.A. members FDIC. Early access to direct deposit funds depends on payer. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. People don't always realize the physical symptoms like headaches, teeth grinding, and even digestive issues can be indicators of stress. And let's not forget about doom scrolling, sleeping too little, sleeping too much, undereating, and overeating. I have a lot of digestive issues when I'm feeling a lot of stress. I dry heave a lot, and BetterHelp actually really helped me figure out the causes of that and really figure out why I do that and figure out how to control those sorts of things. During my time with BetterHelp, they were extremely attentive, professional, and I liked best about it is I didn't have to leave my office. I just got to meet them where I wanted to meet them, which was online and video call. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and GG Over Easy listeners get 10% off with their first month at betterhelp.com/GG. That's BetterHelp.com/GG. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy. Give it a try and see if online therapy can lower your stress. If saving more and spending less is one of your top goals of 2022, then why are you still paying an insane amount of money for wireless? Switching to Mint Mobile is one of the easiest things to save money this year. As the first company to sell wireless online only, Mint Mobile lets you maximize your savings with plans just starting at $15 a month. Mint Mobile showed me that I could save about $35 a month if I switched to Mint Mobile. For people looking to save extra this year, Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. By going to Mint Mobile online only and eliminating traditional costs of retailer, Mint Mobile passes significant savings on to you. All plans come with unlimited talk, text, and high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone along with your existing contacts. With Mint Mobile, choose the amount of monthly data that's right for you and stop paying data that you'll never use. To get your wireless plan for just $15 a month and get your plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/GG. That's mintmobile.com/GG. Cut your wireless bills to just $15 a month at mintmobile.com/GG.
Morbius.
Jesus Christ, man.
Is a movie.
Is it that bad?
I've been watching it get shredded on Twitter. There was a meme. There's a meme. Someone posted a picture of their car windshield broken into. And they're like, guys, be careful out there. someone broke into my car and I had 2 Morbius tickets in there, and they left 2 more Morbius tickets.
Yeah, now I have 4.
Yeah, I left 2 Morbius. I went to go I went go shopping real quick. Left 2 Morbius tickets on the dash. They broke in my car and left 4 more.
Yeah. It's like, well, as of the moment, I'm not sure overall, but it is either the lowest rated or one of the lowest rated superhero movies of all time.
I saw a meme where it was like Darth Maul, and it was like one saber. It was like the worst Marvel movie, and then it came out on this side, and it was like the worst DC movie. Like, and then like Darth Maul was Jared Leto.
And like, here's the thing: just from the first trailer I watched to that months and months ago, I knew immediately I'm not watching that. It was one of those things where it's like, this is going to be trash, and apparently it's worse than that.
My favorite is another meme is
so sad.
It's like there's one guy in the movie theater at Morbius, and I was taking a picture of him, and the flash accidentally went off, and it's a guy looking glasses like it's so funny. I'm not gonna see it. Are you gonna see it? Do you like seeing bad movies?
No. And
it didn't look good in the first place from what I saw, so
I gotta say, I feel bad for Jared Leto because, man, is he missing recently. Like,
I used to really like him.
I think he's a good actor. I just think he's found himself. Yeah, he's had some good movies, but I just feel like
his recent shit's kind of trash.
I feel like he's landing in some
like Blade Runner. I feel like he was pretty bad.
He was okay in Blade Runner.
I think ever since he had that great role, he's been taking this thing too seriously.
Yeah.
And it's just not been working out for the poor guy.
What is the
and he's just getting the
Dallas
weirdest
Buyers Club?
movies.
Dallas Buyers Club. He was great.
That's like
in
where
that
he
movie.
kind of like, I think that's kind of where he like
where he
started.
took a step up. Like from,
and people are like, Jared Leto.
Like Jared Leto can't only sing for 30 Seconds to Mars, he can also really act.
Yeah.
Triple threat is what Sydney likes to call that.
I think he's
weird, man. He's like he's a weird guy.
I think with the Suicide Squad thing too, he was like really getting the Joker role, and I think he's taking it way too seriously now. And people are like, "Hey, bro, like, can you not do that?" And he's just like, "Nah, bro, I'm like a serious actor." And so now he just has this streak of bad movies where he's trying way too hard.
And I also don't think anybody just gives a fuck about Morpheus too. Like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, the whole thing, I don't know. But yeah, I think that's kind of what doesn't help is it's like these aren't great movies and you see him just trying so hard, you know?
Yeah, doing it, just really, really putting it in.
And the weird thing is too, is it's not like some actors where like they get to a point in their career where there's just money and they'll take every role. He's not in every movie. He's kind of been selective. It's just, you know, he's kind of missing the dartboard. Yeah, maybe. I don't know if it's him, his agent,
his booker or whatever.
Yeah, but it's unfortunate because keep this up and it's going to be harder for him to even get a career or a acting job, I think.
I'll ask you this, Christian. What do you think is worse, Morbius or the latest Halo episode?
Oh,
pretty close.
Oh no!
I would rather have my eyeballs glued open though and watch episode 2 of Halo over and over than probably watch Morbius, and I haven't even seen Morbius. But that's not saying much.
Did you watch the Halo episode 2, Blue?
I did watch it.
Okay, I had not. So once again, I'm behind the ball a little bit. I also don't care if you spoil though. So if you want to spoil,
there's not much
I
to
don't
spoil
fucking
in this
care.
one.
It's really not. It was very.
But what? Just the acting was bad, or what?
No.
About this episode in particular.
Before I watched it, I saw a tweet, and this is like the best way I can sum it up. Like, okay, episode 1, I see what you're doing. Master Chief takes off his helmet. We see him. Okay, Master Chief, put your helmet back on.
That's what I thought.
In episode 2, you'll see. Out of the 50 minutes, I think he has his helmet on for 1, 2. Because, like, I think someone had a good point. Like, I see what they're going for. They're trying to humanize him, but at this point, he doesn't feel like Master Chief. He just looks like another G.I.
Spartan
Joe
guy.
dude. Yeah, like
he's not. He's one of like on the Noble Six team. Like you could like
some military dude. Like he doesn't even feel to me like
overpowered. Like whoa.
Well, I don't need, but like it's. I look at him and I don't see Chief right now because they're humanizing him a little too much. I think. Like he can. Some of these scenes, I think, with helmet on, would have probably made me like him a little bit more. But it's just, I don't know. I think some of that mystique and everything about the character is the fact that he is somewhat anonymous, or that you just see him in his suit. Plus, it was really irking me just that he's Master Chief and he's in all these places where people are armed. He would not risk himself by also just not having his helmet on ever. That's what was bothering me too. I was like, you mean to tell me like the greatest military threat is just walking around like, well, hope someone doesn't decide to shoot me.
He's like that battle rifle couldn't even penetrate my armor if you tried. And then like he's like,
and now he's like, now I'll give everyone a chance.
Yes.
Like, and that's I mean, that's just like nitpicking, but that's like what's taken. I'm like watching every scene, like just one dude, because he's like he goes like this asteroid place, and it's like no laws, and everyone has guns and stuff. I'm like, one dude has to decide he wants to be a hero today.
Because like they try to make it to be like Spartans don't even really do anything. The UNSC just takes it from the poor and just makes this military, and the Covenant is not a real threat type of thing, right?
Well, yeah. So the thing is, yeah, it's people think it's propaganda, and some people don't quite believe the whole like, Covenant war. Yeah.
Can I be honest? I thought like I would want that be told that I could give two fucks about how they set it up. Like it makes no sense. The things they decided to do in that show, the writing is awful. It's so bad. And this episode too is not making me hopeful at all. That's why I didn't watch it. I fucking hated it the first episode. I really didn't like it like at all.
See, I didn't feel that strongly about the first episode.
Yeah.
And this one, the story and characters, I think what I'm most excited about is, I guess like spoilers, whatever, for anybody watching. Skip like a minute. Starting now. At the end of the episode, he leaves the girl behind and finally just goes alone. So I'm like, okay.
So what the fuck is the whole point of the...
Well, he brought her to this place to like keep her safe.
Oh.
He like knows one guy that abandoned the Spartan program.
And it's Johnson.
Yeah. Chief. Yeah, but he leaves her there. And so now, I don't know, maybe it'll feel more like Master Chief moving forward and his shenanigans. But yeah, it was kind of weak. Honestly, ironically, probably the most interesting thing was like the political stuff back on Reach. I just didn't really care for the parts Chief were in this episode. So again, it's going to be like one of those things where it's like maybe the rest of the season is really going to help this, or maybe because I think they already have a season 2. Maybe they're really just trying to set up a season 2, but I don't think the way to set up a season 2 is to have a weak season 1.
That's what, like, I hate people who write season 1 for season 2. It's like, we need to make season 1 good so there can be a season fucking 2.
But
because right now there ain't gonna be a season 2.
What did you think about it, Blue?
It was fine. Like I think their show direction is good. I think having a political Halo, very good, because like
works.
just a brainless action Halo would not work in this day and age. Television is so much more complex.
Band of Brothers ODST. That's all I'm saying.
So there has to be something more than just, ooh, it's a cool Halo action show. And so I appreciate what they're going for. The problem is Master Chief is such an important part of Halo that if you don't do Master Chief right, the rest of the show just feels like doo-doo. And so I think as a character in the Halo universe, this guy is a great character.
Yeah.
if he weren't Master Chief. If he was a random Spartan, I would be like, yo, this is a good ass show following a Spartan guy just trying to make his way in this political spectrum as a soldier, but also as a human being.
Chief.
But when I think about it, I'm like, oh god, he's Master Chief. He's not, right? Because like this isn't Master Chief at all. For me, I'm not a Halo aficionado, right? But if I were making Halo, I don't mind him having his helmet off, but he needs to be a little more like in the Halo everything, Master Chief is like a myth. He's like the boogeyman, right? So like having him just like hoity toity, hey guys, I'm Master Chief, like everywhere with his like it just doesn't make any sense to me. So like either write Master Chief to be this stoic, but still like he takes his helmet off. Okay, cool. But have him be a little more stoic and like in like public situations, be like, I'm Master fucking Chief, bitch. Or just straight up have him be like a side character that is literally the boogeyman. That is like he doesn't show up often, but when he shows up, this shit dies. You know what I mean? Like don't try to have him be like a normal Spartan, because he's not.
Well,
and that's what he's being written as, just like a normal dude. And I do not get the vibe of, oh, this dude's a legendary war hero at all.
No, not at all.
And that's Master Chief.
I think he's like pretty much summed it up perfectly. The way they could have done this, like maybe if they had done this to Chief's character in like season 2, or like but like
make him like an actual
like a long set, like a long con. Like by the end of the season, yeah, he's the character.
Yeah,
it's like a robot for the UNSC, and like is like going and
right. They're trying to
kind of do
buy this thing where like Chief's been this super soldier that is
only listens to the higher ups,
right? And he's just insane, and like the entire Covenant fears him. But they introduce us not to that. And then we immediately get Chief where he's like questioning himself, which again, I think is a perfectly fine thing to do, especially when it's not a video game. They need to make the character more relatable. But like, I think that's the problem, is that's all we know about the character right now. So he just seems so weak. And like, I think it would have had more of an impact if we'd seen Master Chief in the show be Master Chief in the show longer. And same with that thing, like have Spartans in his group kind of take point more, and Master Chief just kind of be the stoic one, and he's like, no, we need to go do that, and he's just doing his kind of thing, and they're like, dude, it's crazy.
Yeah, see, we need to cook.
And then you can like slowly make him more characterized and add him more. But I think it feels like he's just a soldier, dude.
I would have thought would have been really cool is like kind of focus on the Covenant, have the Covenant almost be like, this is going to be our main thing. And then like at the end of season 1, you find the Flood. And then like that's where season 2 kind of introduces the Flood and stuff. But now at this point, it doesn't even, I could even fucking care less if that happened.
I also think that wouldn't work though, because that'd be a lot to get through in a really short amount of time. Like they wouldn't have even properly, like by the end of the season, introduced the Covenant. I think Flood needs to come. I mean, that's pivotal to the story. But like into season 2 or 3, especially because
3, you're really hopeful.
Well, I'm assuming they have like things, but I'm saying
the funding,
story wise. I'm saying if I was making it like season wise, that especially if you look at it, just assume you go into a show and you don't know anything about Halo, you don't know what the Flood are. You want to make the viewer believe Covenant are the bad guys, the penultimate, make them up to be this giant thing. And then after 2-3 seasons of like, dang, Covenant are sick, you realize, wait, no, the Covenant are just running from these things. And then you introduce it. But like, if you just kind of like, hey, here are the Covenant, most of the humans don't even think they exist. They're doing whatever. But here are these other dudes. I think you just got to give enough time. And again, I think that's why we talked about it. It's transferring worlds like this to entertainment are so hard because it's just such a big spectacle and world, and it's hard to pull off, you know. And that's what I gotta say about that. But we'll see.
Well,
I don't know. Hopefully, yeah, the
I'll watch
episodes
it, but
following.
god damn it, they're making it hard for me to watch.
So what do you do?
Sorry, I'm just watching the World Cup draw.
You know what else was hard to watch?
Oh,
For some people, Moon Knight came out to mixed reactions.
I really liked Moonlight.
I did too.
Well, then we're all in
I
agreement.
thought it was dope.
Yeah, Sydney and I watched it, and Sydney loved it. Sydney was like, "This is my favorite thing like I've seen
I thought
on
it was
Disney
great.
Plus," and I really liked it too.
Yeah, Claire's like, people hated that. I'm like, apparently.
Yeah.
People are dumb.
So I'm glad we're all in agreement there. Yeah, I really liked it as well.
I guess I don't know what people were expecting. Like, first off, this is a character we don't know. They're introducing him. And I think a lot of people, it's just being lost on them that the whole point is this dude's like straight up like a psychotic breakdown, like full on schizophrenia. Like, this dude doesn't know what's going on. And then what I also thought was really cool, but people complained, like, show the action. The whole point was this dude's like, what? And then like the flickering of the lights, whatever, like he's starting to lose it. And then it's like, vroom, and he comes back. The whole point is like we're experiencing it from his perspective.
Yeah. He's just confused.
He doesn't know what happened. Yeah, we don't know what happened. And I thought they executed it really well. And I'm sure, as we saw at the end too, I mean, obviously as we move on, that's not going to be the case.
Yeah.
But I think
it seemed like most of the trailer was the first episode. Now, like, which
I like.
Yeah, me too. Which
that was
I
a
really
pilot.
like.
That's a good pilot.
Yeah, they got proof of concept.
It's a fever dream of like the entire time. It's like a fever dream. What the fuck is happening? I thought that's great. And then at the end, you're like, oh, it's fucking Moon Knight, baby.
And I'm gonna be honest, I'm a sucker for Skull Bird. Like, I love the look of a bird skull. Like from Birdhouse, my Birdhouse skating days. Tony Hawk. His was always like a skull, like a bird skeleton, and I always thought the heads always looked really cool looking because they have those big, deep eye sockets. So I think the design of that one dude, I don't know what his name is. It almost seems like
I think some
Venom
Egyptian
type,
god or something.
like Venom type talking to him that lives in him almost. You know, that's the kind of vibe I got from it. I liked it.
We're gonna figure it out. Yeah.
I don't know why anybody had a problem with it.
It was like I think when I heard about it, it was the lowest rated Disney Plus like Marvel show. Is it because I don't know if it's because like it's a brand new character? Because isn't this? I
liked it better than Hawkeye.
Well, so see, Hawkeye, I guess, was based off an existing character, and then it transitioned into like giving a new character. So I think what some people are having problems is this is just one nobody knew about. I don't know anything about it either. But so they're like, we don't know what's going on. Where's Captain America? You know?
I think I think the only Marvel show, like, I think WandaVision and Loki were the only ones that weren't safe.
Mm-hmm.
I think WandaVision was great. I think Loki was great. I think all the rest of them have been very safe. I think, and because this is such a new character, I think this is the most of all of them. This is the most like ambitious one. So I think a lot of the nuance is lost on people. Like, hey, this is a new character. They have to introduce him somehow. Like, this isn't like the other ones where they can just, hey, you know the character, let's jump right into the action. No, like, right. You can't do that. And they did jump into action in this one. Just not the action you might have wanted, but like this was a good exposition for me, dude. I thought it was great. Great exposition.
It did exactly what I wanted a pilot to do. I was like, I'm interested. I want to know what happens. For me, I was like, that was probably the best like first episode of a Marvel show I've seen yet. Like, that was just a great introduction to a series. And then I was just like, why? I don't know.
I think it's way better than Captain America Winter Soldier.
Or Falcon.
Or whatever it was. Yeah, that one, yeah.
So I don't know. I was just really confused because I was like, oh, it must be pretty divisive, and I might be able to see. But I was like, that was solid. I don't know. So it might just be some of those people who like go in thinking, oh, Marvel, oh, action, but like the first episode doesn't have any action, but it does, but like also it doesn't. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It was strange, but yeah, I'm glad we all liked it because I thought it was solid. So
Yeah. Sorry, I'm enamored by the World Cup draw. They just brought out the trophy. It's the greatest trophy on the
Focus
face
up,
of the earth.
Rob. We only got 10 minutes left, big guy.
Sorry, dudes.
A
It's the best
gown.
trophy. It's the best trophy in the face of the earth right there. There's no greater piece of metal on the face of the earth.
well, what is the metal made of? There's a lot more of that
No,
metal.
I mean,
you know
well,
what
it's
I'm saying.
it's the World Cup trophy. I'm just saying. Like,
Okay.
I told her Moon Knight was wicked. I think
Yeah.
I think people need to give the first episode room to breathe. It's a new character, god damn it.
I mean, it was also like Halo. I didn't enjoy Halo as much as I did Moon Knight first episode. But also it's the first episode, and I was like, okay, well, I'm willing to see where they're going with it. Like, you know, if some people like immediately check out after the first episode, at least give it another one to see if it's your thing. And then if it's like a personal taste, like, it's just not, well, that's. But I don't know how you could hate that. But I do know something that I do hate
what is that?
today.
Why is that?
Oh.
April Fools.
Oh,
I hate April Fools, man.
I can't trust anything.
I think
can't
a
trust
playful
anyone.
April Fool's joke is fun. And by a playful one, I'll give you guys an example. Like I had one today. I said today I'm going to be streaming Final Fantasy 14 after the podcast. I can't wait to do my ultimates and my rampages. So that
Fuck
was.
you.
Aren't rampages a tier?
No.
Okay, I thought rampages were.
You're
It
almost
sounded-
there. And I
It
respect
sounded
you
pretty
for it.
Final Fantasy.
just throw in parse. You know, you're parsing something.
My parsnips.
Yeah, so I'm on the, like, some things I like about April Fools are like when games do silly things like Among Us right now. If you play Among Us today,
Among Us.
you're a horse. Like it's a space horse. That's funny.
Are we doing that
April
later?
Fools. We need to try and see if we can get everyone together, but possibly. But like that thing and funny stuff, but yeah, it's just what it's turned into is just avoid the internet for a day because you just can't trust anything. You don't know. But I will say I am partaking this year. So I don't know what that says. Look on more Mr. Fruit in an hour and a half. That's at the time
Let's
of recording this.
go. Oh, so you did do it.
I did partake, yes.
Okay. But see, but that's good partaking. That's like a fun joke that like
Right.
you get something out of it. You know, you get something out of said April Fool's joke. You get some content that is jokey that you wouldn't have received before. That's when it's fun. When it's like, hey guys, we're having a fucking baby. And it's like April Fools. Like, I hate that shit.
Like that's just ain't it. I don't know. It's just, you know, all the insecurities. It's like I normally can't trust people. Now I can't trust anybody. My walls are up, all right? Don't talk to me.
I'm with you.
Aside from that and being heartbroken, Obi-Wan Kenobi, the series was delayed.
Not too much though, right?
You couldn't even like, come on. You're supposed to be like, what?
Oh,
No way.
I thought they were going to move it
Obi-Wan
to
was delayed.
like to the 28th of May. Is that what you
Read
wanted?
the script. Okay. It's a week. This guy's delayed a week. All right, God.
You know what I thought they were going to do? I thought they were going to be like, we're changing the date to Kenobi to May 4th. I thought they were going to move it up.
That would
I
be
was
cool.
going to get hyped. Like, that's what I thought from that video.
Yeah, so Obi-Wan Kenobi, the series coming to Disney Plus, was delayed by a week. And now they're debuting with 2 episodes anyway.
Yeah.
So
it's
nothing's
not even
really-
delayed. Yeah, nothing's really moved.
But that's
I
what
think
I
they
heard.
just
Someone's
said
like,
it's
do you
better
hear
to
they
have-
delayed? I was like, stop. And they're like, yeah. So I don't know why they're doing it. I don't actually know why they need to delay it a week.
I wonder if they had some analytic person or some sort of statistic that said, like, if we release 2 episodes and give them like 2 hours of content, like they'll have more answers and they'll be more hooked after episode 2 rather than just 1. Maybe.
Speaking of which, I'm going to say it. We're
Say
getting
it.
back to just normal TV. I preferred when a series would come out. And like, there it is. There's a series. But we've essentially not come back with that doesn't even exist anymore. We're just back to weekly releases.
I disagree. I
like
like
weekly.
weekly. Call me, call me weird. It makes my weeks go faster. It gives me something to look forward to.
Yeah, 100%.
I can't fucking control myself. And then I also don't like where it's like they release a whole series and I watch it in the first day and then I have to be like, oh, have you watched it? Oh yeah, like I've watched the whole series. Oh, I haven't watched it yet. You know, like I like being on the same page as everybody else.
See, I liked it when a couple shows did it. Not every show. And at the very least, like what some people are doing now is it's just one episode. At least before it was like, hey, here's 2 or 3, and the rest are coming out in the next couple weeks. Because as a viewer, for me, the longer a show goes, the less like immersed. Like I just don't remember stuff. And like, right, like I'm less invested. So like, it's different than if I were to sit down and watch the entire first season of Moon Knight in like a couple days versus one episode over months or like a month and a half, whatever. And just for me personally, it could be the exact same content, but I'll enjoy it much more because I'm able to sit in there and then it's fresh, it's recent. I'm able to immerse myself because the problem is, okay, well then you could just wait until all episodes air. But then it's the opposite problem because now I've had to try and avoid everything leading up to the end while everyone else has been talking about it. So for me, it's just not a win-win. I know for some people they like it. And I do like, for instance, like Game of Thrones. Like I liked when they did that because especially like these bigger shows, bigger spectacles, I think it helps to have like weekly talks. But when it's
Speaking
every
of Game
show,
of Thrones, did you guys see that the prequel's coming this summer?
No,
Yeah,
you're
you
not.
didn't see
Did
the poster?
They just announced that?
No, it was like yesterday. It's like the 8/06. So what is that? June 6th, I think, or July
That's
6th?
August.
Okay, August 6th,
There you go.
8th.
I'm looking on the Game of Thrones.
It was like a poster. It's like a dragon egg. It's like go on like HBO or like Game of Thrones like official account. You'll see it.
Just a whole bunch of random screenshots. Hold on. Oh yeah, it's an egg. August 21st. That's cool.
August 21st. Yeah, so it's coming soon. So we're gonna get a trailer probably here around spring. I would
Soon.
think.
You gotta think. Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, very down. Very excited about that. I hope it doesn't suck.
Yeah,
I'm sure it won't though. Like HBO knows what they have with Game of Thrones, and it's like if they can give us that same setting, just give us.
Hopefully they're like, hey, we know what went wrong.
Yeah, let's just feed them a bunch of like season 1 of Game of Thrones is kind of slow, like if you look back, but still awesome, like still great. And I hope it's like that in a lot of fleshing out with dialogue, a lot of world building, a lot of that kind of thing.
And I think that, I mean, that's just what made Game of Thrones so interesting too, was because almost never in media and entertainment have you had a show go, hey, here's your main character and here are your side characters. And then at the end of the first season, oh, that main character, he's dead. Roll credits. And I'm like, what? Yeah. And then it became, there's not really any like main characters. Yeah, but like, I think we talked about this. Like somebody showed, even at the end of season 7 or 8 or whatever, like screen time per character. And Ned Stark was still, I think, like number 2.
Yeah.
And he was in 1 season. Like it was just crazy kind of what it did. And I think that's also why it worked. It's like, you got this. They're not going to kill him. He's dead. What?
Yeah, so I am really hopeful for that show because I think HBO is going to just put all their money into that. They see Amazon coming with Lord of the Rings, Halo, Paramount Plus. They like, we need something.
Well, and I mean, they literally had, I think, 3 other projects in the works, and they turned down the other 2 after, like, turned the other 2, and I think one of them, or if not both of them, had like a pilot. They saw it and they're like, nope, we're canning it. Hopefully that's a good thing. And they're like, we're really trying to focus on what we think is going to work best, and it's this. And frankly, as long as they follow a similar trend as the original Game of Thrones, I think the takeaway is just don't rush, finish strong. I feel like that's, like, you knew what you were doing. If you got to add another season or something, just do it. Because what's really good is it's the slow burn, the build up, the world building, the dialogue. It's not supposed to be like pow pow action.
Dragon.
Right. I mean, occasionally, yeah. You gotta have that, and that's cool.
Don't get.
But yeah, don't be like. It's like you spoiled it, right? And you skipped dinner and went to dessert, and you're just not gonna enjoy it as much.
Yeah, and then you're gonna have a sugar crash, like a sugar crash later.
And you ruin your appetite. So yeah, that's that. We weren't able to get to Q&As today. We got into the little I got to cut off here. But hopefully you enjoyed.
Sorry, I get to watch the World Cup draw now. So
frankly, this will probably be the hot take episode because I'm sure between the Oscar takes, Halo takes, Morbius take, there was a take on everything. People disagree.
Yeah, we all had takes today. The take episode.
The hot take episode.
And you know what? Person that has a different opinion, I respect your different opinion, even if I don't agree. All right, let's all be civil.
Fuck you, different opinion. You could suck my big old cock.
That's like you remember the Obama like anger person
translator.
Translate. Yeah, that's that in Blue's my anger translator. Yeah. That's it for this episode. GG over easy. Thank you for watching and listening. We'll see you guys next week, bringing you whatever news we have next week. Love you. Bye.
Peace, normies.